Most people see virtual reality in one of two ways: as a glimpse into a not-so-distant future where humans have uploaded their consciousnesses and can experience all the vast network of the web in the blink of an eye, or as a cheap gimmick that has already outlived its novelty. However, I would argue that neither of these views are wholly accurate. In reality, VR isn't some life-changing miracle tech that will usher in a golden age of digital communication, but it has had a profound effect on the way people form relationships online. But how can a pair of plastic goggles truly challenge the behemoth that is social media? Let's dive right in to find out. In 2012, the first affordable head-mounted VR device was successfully kickstarted with over $2,400,000 in donations. The headset was called the Oculus Rift, and its release saw a major stir in the media as people realized their science fiction dreams could finally come true. The Rift marked a shift in the market as major software developers realized they could profit off of the success of the new hardware. The Rift only became more popular as YouTube personalities such as PewDiePie recorded themselves using the devices, despite the fact that the hardware was still in early development. However, the hype behind virtual reality began to die down as people got used to seeing the hardware, and there were other major problems that kept the industry from growing. Though the headsets grew far cheaper as the technology improved, they were still all in the range of several $100s, which was considered far too much for a casual gamer to spend on a device they would only occasionally use. In addition, using the headset for a long period of time often caused headaches and nausea. Because of these problems, VR stagnated for several years. While new games were still being developed during this period, there was nothing that received any major media attention, and VR was once again on its way to becoming a cheap gimmick. That is, until 2017 with the release of a game called VR Chat. VR Chat is a massively multiplayer online game developed by Graham Gaylor and Jesse Jowdry. In this game, users create avatars to interact with one another and explore different virtual worlds. Though there are mini-games spread throughout the game's various worlds, the game functions mostly as an online hangout to make friends and show off original creations. VR Chat is not the first game of its kind, as it was preceded by MMOs such as Second Life in the early 2000s, which featured a similar premise. However, VR Chat added an entirely new dimension to the game, with the inclusion of virtual reality. While before, players were limited to controlling their avatars on their computer screens, VR allows people to physically take control of their avatars. For example, as players move their head to look around, their avatars echo their movements, and they can reach out and touch their environment. This level of interactivity has made the game extremely popular, as it has seen over 2 million users since its release in early 2017. What truly makes the game unique is the heavy focus on user-generated content. Though the game features several default avatars, users are encouraged to design their own avatars through 3D modeling and share them around in-game. Because of this, VR Chat has become a hub for thousands upon thousands of pop culture references and popular internet memes. Players may spot a user playing as Kermit the Frog in the same room as a fully articulated anime character. As Cole Straker, a writer for IBM, puts it, anything that allows for more of a creative sandbox quality has always trumped more restrictive but supposedly polished experiences. In this way, VR Chat is an excellent example of convergence, both technological and cultural. Pavlik and McIntosh describe convergence as the coming together of computing, telecommunications, and media in a digital environment. VR Chat demonstrates technological convergence in the sense that different types of technologies, such as online chat rooms, digital modeling software, virtual reality, and video games, have converged into a singular experience. It demonstrates cultural convergence in the sense that it thrives off the combination of existing media into new and unique experiences. VR Chat is a melting pot of television shows, video games, online personalities, and real-life people. Players don't just bond over a shared interest in media, they bond through a mutation of that media, which makes the experience fresh each time users log in. This is possible because VR Chat is made up of individuals that Pavlik and McIntosh call producers, or audiences that are no longer simply consumers but also produce content. The developers of the game designed very little of its content, and instead crafted an environment for users to design and share content among themselves. This also ties in with cultural convergence, as much of this content revolves around existing internet culture. For example, many streamers on Twitch broadcast themselves playing the game so that people without VR can enjoy it, though the main draw of these streams is watching the reactions of the streamer. Often, the inside jokes between the streamer and their viewers will spread to become inside jokes of the entire VR Chat community, creating a cycle of references that often extend far beyond the game. The most famous example was the Ugandan Knuckles meme in early 2018, which started as a trend within the game quickly spread into public consciousness, to the point where people who had never even played the game were repeating the catchphrases associated with the meme. Eventually, the meme infected every middle school and high school in the nation, despite the fact that it started merely as a way to make fun of the silly appearance of an avatar. Ugandan Knuckles is a prime example of the power of VR chat to synthesize culture into new forms. One cannot fully understand the meme without knowledge of video games, obscure films, and flash animations, but the fact that the meme became so prevalent shows that full understanding is not necessary at all. VR chat works in a similar way. It functions through the appropriation of culture to form something entirely new. With a massive influx of media that the average person experiences, perhaps such a slurry of content is the best way to make sense of it all. Regardless, more people become enchanted with the immersive nature of VR every day, and it isn't likely to go away anytime soon.